Bij de Punjab National Bank in India is er 1,8 miljard US-dollars gestolen. De verdachte is miljardair en juwelier Narendra Modi. Hij heeft het geld naar eigen zeggen geleend, maar hij is niet van plan om het terug te betalen. Modi en zijn familie hebben India in januari 2018 verlaten. Modi is formeel nog niet aangeklaagd door de Indiase autoriteiten, maar verschillende onderzoeken zijn lopende. De Indiase politie heeft 2 bankfunctionarissen en een zakenpartner van Modi gearresteerd op verdenking van medeplichtigheid bij het verduisteren van de gelden.
On the outside, it's just another bank branch in a posh Mumbai locale. But what went on inside is being called the country's biggest bank fraud ever. Investigators say billionaire diamond merchant Nirav Modi took loans worth nearly $2 billion without any intention of paying back a dime. He's fled the country, leaving the Punjab National Bank in the lurch.
Raids have been conducted on the offices of the groups involved. Documents and records have been seized, and steps are being taken to protect financial interests of the banks.
A letter to regulators says bank employees issued letters of comfort to Modi, helping him get loans from banks around the world. It alleges the bankers never reported these loans, effectively hiding the bank's growing liabilities. Banking regulations have been getting tougher, leaving many ordinary Indians wondering how such a massive scam went undetected for 8 years. Some employees from that branch have been arrested, but many suspect that the rot goes deeper. And it's drawing attention to the rising trend of bank frauds in the country. The Punjab National Bank is reportedly looking to sell some of its assets to be able to pay back lenders, and its stock price has taken a hit.
We are already in discussion with all the lenders. It will be decided based on the investigation. If the entire onus is ours, we will hold the responsibility. We are not going back from it.
But analysts say the shock waves will resonate throughout the country's financial sector. Indian banks are already straddled with bad loans, and the bad press over this scandal will only add to their troubles. Mubin Nasir, TRT World.
Now, for more on this, I'm joined by our senior producer on Money Talks, Mubin Nasir, here in the studio. But first, let's go to Neha Punya, who is with us in New Delhi. Thanks for joining us, Neha. Now, what's happening there? They're raiding Nirav Modi's offices and his homes. But where in the world is Nirav Modi and his family?
That's the million-dollar question right now, excuse the pun, but sources in the Indian government are saying that it's quite possible he's currently located in New York, very close to his store in that city. And from what we're picking up, as far as the efforts to locate him are concerned, they're gathering speed. You have Indian enforcement agencies who've now contacted the Interpol, so the news in that sense is tightening as far as Nirav Modi's location is concerned. You also asked me about the raids. That's exactly what's happened over the last 2 days, ever since news of this nearly $2 billion scam broke. And that's all anyone in India is speaking of. There are also concerns that Nirav Modi might very well have traveled to Belgium as well. He is believed to have permanent residency of that place. He was last spotted in Davos on January 23rd with the Indian Prime Minister. And that was just days before the scam broke. So currently all efforts in India are directed towards locating Nirav Modi.
Now, I want to ask, Mubin, how on earth, now nearly $2 billion fraud go unseen for 8 years? Surely there are some sort of checks and balances in India.
Well, what we've heard coming out of regulators so far is that there are 2 lines of investigation here. They want to see if this is a systemic failure or whether this is something that was caused simply by collusion between corrupt individuals. Of course, if you have people colluding in such a way, placed in strategic positions, then even the best of systems can be fooled. And of course, if it's not a saying yet, it probably should be: money buys 9 lives. And perhaps that's why Nirav has been able to evade the law so far. But is that even the primary goal for, at least in the mind of the ordinary saver or taxpayer, people who can kind of see the axe falling on themselves? Should this money have to come out of the bank, or if the bank isn't able to cough it up, out of the government? The more important question is, where in the world is all this money?
Absolutely, where is it? Now, I just want to ask you, Neha, why on earth would Nirav Modi need this money? He's ranked 85 on Forbes' list of India's richest people. He's dressed people, lots of Bollywood and Hollywood stars. So why would he need this money?
Incidentally, the Forbes list you're mentioning came out in the year 2013, and since 2014 till today, he's been under the scanner of various Indian agencies. The first thing that brought him under the scanner was an export-import default that was highlighted to the Indian agencies. Ever since, there have been case after case as far as Nirav Modi in India is concerned. Of course, the $1.8 billion scam takes the cake and is the gem of all scams that we're currently looking at. But that's also brought into question his modus operandi. Was this how he was funding his billion-dollar empire? Was this how he was keeping all his showrooms from Macau to New York running? And that's exactly what's going to come to light when this investigation proceeds, because the worry in India is it might not be limited to the Punjab National Bank. It's quite possible he uses the same modus operandi to take loans from other banks as well, and that's what Indian agencies are trying to ascertain now.